Russian forces, battered by months of staggering losses, are now attempting to shift away from their infamous mass assault meat wave tactics. In their place, Moscow is increasingly deploying smaller sabotage and infiltration groups tasked with slipping through Ukrainian defensive lines. The approach still treats these men as expendable, but the Russian command believes that scattering them into small, covert teams will reduce overall casualties while keeping pressure on the front. Operators from the 8th Special Forces Regiment are clearing central Kupyansk of Russian sabotage groups. During recon, they located a fortified Russian position inside a building. Outnumbered, the team broke contact without losses. The structure was later destroyed with TM-72 mines. Mission accomplished. Ukraine's strikes on Novorossiysk forced the port to suspend oil exports, and Transneft has temporarily halted crude deliveries to the site. According to Reuters, Ukraine delivered a decisive blow to Russia's Black Sea logistics with its coordinated overnight strike on Novorossiysk, forcing one of Moscow's most important ports to suspend oil exports. Transneft temporarily halted crude deliveries to the site, marking a significant disruption to Russia's energy infrastructure at a time when the Kremlin relies heavily on maritime exports to sustain wartime revenues. Neptune long-range cruise missiles formed the backbone of the attack, launched deep into the Black Sea and confirmed by Russian sources as the primary weapons used. The strike hit vital sections of Novorossiysk's oil and cargo facilities, targeting the port's ability to move crude and military supplies. Ukrainian drones complemented the operation, overwhelming defenses and allowing precision strikes on infrastructure that is difficult to quickly repair. Emerging details indicate that some of the most critical components of the port's oil transfer system were damaged, including loading piers, pipelines, and pumping stations. These elements are indispensable for moving crude from shore storage tanks onto tankers. Even if the tanks remain intact, the loss of pipelines or pumps immediately halts all loading operations, effectively neutralizing the port's export capability. Satellite fire data from firms confirmed multiple large-scale fires across Novorossiysk following the strike, with blazes visible at the cargo terminal, oil terminal, and a major long-range air defense site responsible for shielding the region. Reports indicate that at least one of the hits ignited pipelines linking shore tanks to pier-loading infrastructure, spreading fire across a wide area and creating damage that will require extensive repairs. The attack represents one of Ukraine's most strategically significant long-range strikes to date, paralyzing a key node in Russia's Black Sea network and demonstrating Kyiv's growing capability to hit high-value targets deep behind enemy lines. But why stop now and ruin all the fun? Ukraine's defense forces have again attacked one of Russia's largest oil refineries in Ryazan. Videos of the fire near the refinery were published by the Exilanova Plus Telegram channel. The videos taken by local residents show a night glow in the sky, which is the result of a fire at the facility. The Ryazan oil refinery is one of the largest in Russia, about 470 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. In 2024, it processed approximately 13.1 million tons of oil, about 262,000 barrels per day, which is about 5% of the country's total oil refining. The refinery has 4 primary oil processing units, as well as equipment for vacuum gas oil hydrotreating, cracking, catalytic reforming, and other complexes for the production of various products, including bitumen, LPG, sulfuric acid, and catalytic reforming products. The plant has been repeatedly targeted by Ukrainian drone attacks. The previous strike took place on the night of October 23rd. According to eyewitnesses, at around 3:15 a.m., powerful explosions were heard on the outskirts of Ryazan and later in Skopin. Local residents report hearing about 10 explosions in total and seeing flashes in the sky. This was followed by a fire. In the Oleksandrivka axis, Russian forces deployed around 20 armored vehicles to support infantry assaults under heavy fog. Ukrainian defenders detected the movement and launched a coordinated strike, destroying 2 tanks and 4 armored vehicles. 1 more tank and 2 additional vehicles were damaged. 3 Russian assault troops were killed and 5 wounded. Russian forces are increasingly exploiting fog and low-visibility weather to support their new infiltration tactics, sending small sabotage groups to slip through Ukrainian lines under natural cover. These conditions make detection harder and create dangerous moments for frontline defenders, who must distinguish between shifting shadows and real threats. Despite the challenges, Ukrainian units are adapting quickly, using thermal optics, drones, and layered observation posts to counter these attempts. Each night, they intercept and eliminate infiltrators, proving that even with the advantage of weather, Russian forces are unable to break through determined Ukrainian defenses. A group of Slovak high schoolers walked out on Prime Minister Robert Fico after he ranted against helping Ukraine, local media report. When Fico claimed the EU was spending 140 billion euros to prolong the war, and told students to go fight if you're such heroes, they drowned him out with jingling keys and left the hall. Bravo for the kids! Russia plans to ramp up production of guided aerial bombs to around 120,000 units this year, including about 500 newer models with extended range, according to Ukrainian military intelligence, as reported by Reuters. This signals a continued focus on mass airstrike capability in the war against Ukraine. And for the end, Ukrainian artillery from the 44th Brigade destroyed 4 D-30 howitzers and 1 2A-65 missed a B howitzer in counter-battery fire. Ukraine has increasingly mastered the art of counter-battery fire, turning it into one of its most decisive battlefield advantages. Over the past year, Ukrainian crews have refined their ability to detect, track, and strike Russian artillery within minutes of it opening fire. Using a mix of radar systems, acoustic sensors, drones, and rapid battlefield coordination, Ukraine can pinpoint hostile gun positions with remarkable precision. This speed allows Ukrainian gunners to respond before Russian crews can relocate, steadily eroding Moscow's artillery dominance. Every destroyed howitzer, grad launcher, or mortar weakens Russia's ability to support assaults or hold defensive lines. What once was a gap in capability has become one of Ukraine's sharpest edges, an evolving skill set that forces Russian units to fire less, move more, and operate under constant pressure.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.